Hello friends, today we will learn to be a static structure analysis in mechanical APDL with the help of code. So let us start directly. First of all that we have to assign some name to this project that can be done by using command backslash title and the name of project. I will name it as a 2D truss and press enter. The project has been named as 2D truss. Now in order to create CAD model, we have to enter preprocessor. In order to enter preprocessor, use command backslash prep7. Now we are ready to create a 2D model. We have to do, we have to create points. We will create total of 7 points and we will join those points to create lines. Key command for creating point is K, comma, now the point number. Suppose if you want to create 2 points, you will name those points by point 1, point 2. So this will assign the point number. Point 1 I will create it as origin. Okay, now further just see carefully what I am typing and you have to do the same. I forgot to write here point number, that is second point number. Now I think it is correct. I will get a correct point. Yes. We have created total 7 points. Now we will join these points to create lines that will act as a truss member. Okay, we have to join line 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. Similarly 2 to 3 to 2 to 4. Similarly 3 to 4 and 3 to 5 and up to 6 to 7. So it will create a truss member and you can see it easily. So the create command to create line is L, comma, first key point and the second key point. Means here you can see that L, P1, P2 and many things more are there. Just concentrate on first three first three term L, P1, P2. L is for creating line, P1 is source coordinate and P2 is the destination coordinate for that line. So the for first line source coordinate is 1, destination coordinate is 2. So line between point 1 and 2 has been created. Similarly line in between point 2 and 3 will be created. Similarly, we will create remaining line. Just see carefully whatever I type and you have to follow the same. A line has been created. One line is missing in between point 1 and 3. So I will give a name. I will type L13 it will create a line in between 1 and 3. So we can see that this is a truss, well structured truss, and we will apply load on point number 1, node number 1, node number 3, node number 5, and node number 7. We will see it later on. First, I will show you something. Suppose you want to know the point number clearly. Here that is a plot option is there. You can go there and use key points and choose key points. If you will choose this, it will show all the key points created. And if you want to know the nomenclature for these key points, you have to go plot control and sorry, I have to close it. You have to go plot control here, numbering. Here different numbering is there. Right now we are interested in key point first. Make it switch on. Now apply it. Okay. So every point has been named by some point. Point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have seen that this point has been named by some point number, and I have used this key point while creating these points. Now second thing is there, you can go in plot and you can check your lines lines which has been generated. If you will click on lines, all line will be displayed on this window. And if you want to know the line number, go to the numbering and make it switch on the line number, apply it. Okay, now you can see that line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6, line 7, line 8, line 10, line 9, line 10, and the last one line 11. The name has been assigned in the same order in which I have created this line. I can recall that I have forgot to create this line initially, so I have created this in the last, and so this is shown by the last number. So whenever if you want to do any analysis on some particular line, you should keep in mind which line has been assigned by which key point, which line number. Suppose if you want to do some operation on line number 4, so you should keep in mind which line has been assigned as line number 4. So this was the basic. Now we will move further to check how to apply loads and remaining things. Now further we will move and we will define the element type. Okay, so for defining element type, the command is et. Sorry, it is not sensing. I have to click a cursor here. So defining element type, the command is et comma on which element. Suppose we can have more than two elements which are made up of different material, but for this question we will assume that all the elements are made up of same material, and just et1 means element type of first, and we will give the element type to link1. What does link1 means? Link1 will impart the spring behavior inside that this member. Okay, it will behave like a spring. The result will be analogous to deformation in spring. So we have given the link number to all of these. Now we will apply the real constant. What does real constant means? Means see, whenever you consider some static structural frame, the frame will be having some area, it will be having some mass moment of inertia. Similarly, it will be having some mode property like thickness, height, and many things more. So this term will be considered under real constant. So the syntax for real constant is that R, comma, which type of material it is. We are only using one material, so just consider on R1. Real constant on first type of element. So the R1, and there is only area for applying in these material. So just we will take area as a 3250 mm square. So this real constant has been applied. Now next is the term of material property. Material property consists of Poisson's ratio, it may consist of density, it may consist of Young's modulus. Here only Poisson's ratio will comes into the picture. So MP, EX. Sorry, not Poisson's ratio, only Young's modulus will come into the picture. So here observe one thing is that EX stands for Young's modulus. Okay, so MP is for material property, EX. Now on which element you want to apply it. There is only one element and we named it as a 1. So material of property Young's modulus applying on what first type of element, and of how much we have to take it, 2 into 10 ki power 5 megapascal, 2 E5, it will give 200 gigapascal or 2 into 10 ki power 5 megapascal. It may be considered as a steel. So material property has been applied. Now it's term of meshing. What we will do, we will give meshing size. We will select all element and we will give meshing size. So let us use command size, SIZE. L means line, E means element, size means size of line element. How much we will select all the line element. Okay, in this after applying this command we can see the some changes in our static structure module. Here size all, we will leave space by using 2 commas, and this why I am leaving this, because it will be considered as a 0. Now 1 comma 1 comma 1 xy. So it will mesh all the line. See, all the line has been selected. Now we will mesh using command lmesh, mesh, mesh all lines, and we will select all lines. It means that a size we have already given in the last command. This will mesh our all lines. Here meshing has been done. Now right, just type finish, FINISH. It will finish the pre-processing. Now it's turn of solution model. For solution model, type \solu, SOLU. Okay, in this model what we will do, we will apply some degree of restraint. We will also apply loads on this static structure. Okay, so for applying degree of freedom, use command DK. D is for degree of freedom, K is for key point. If you will directly use D command, D, it means that you are going to apply degree of restraint on nodes. But DK stands for degree of freedom on key points, which have created originally before creating these lines. Okay, so first we will give 0 degree of freedom at origin. This node at origin cannot move in any of the direction. So dk comma which key point, I want to apply degree of freedom on first key point, and in which direction we are going to apply it in all direction, and we are going to restrain it. The first key point, which is at origin, it cannot move in any direction. You can see that this has been fixed by these two triangular supports. The vertical one will resist motion in along y-axis, and the horizontal one will resist motion along x-axis. Now again we are going to apply degree of restraint on the last key point, that is key point number 7. And what we will do, only we are going to apply uy0. It means that it can move in horizontal direction but it can't move in vertical direction. So we will apply 1 degree of freedom. You can see that one triangle has been drawn at 7th point, indicating that it cannot move along vertical axis, that is y-axis, but it can slide along x-axis. We will see this effect during after applying load, after solving the question. Okay, now it's turn to apply load on key point. We will apply load at 4 different points, that is at 1 at origin, second at this point, third at this point, fourth at this point. Okay, so the command is we can use it at fk. F is for load, K is for key point. So on which key point I want to apply first load on key point number 1. And how much I will apply? I will apply a load of 280 kilonewton along negative y-axis. So minus 280 E minus 3. It will create a load of 280 kilonewton at first key point along negative y-axis. Ignore my last statement, just I have did a mistake. Just we will apply load on this point, and some of the above points. So we will not apply load of any load on the first and the last key point. that is key point number 1 and key point number 7. So in between 2 to 6 we can apply load anywhere. How we can do it? We will use the same command fk. Suppose we are choosing key point number 2. Okay, now we have to choose the direction, that is fy. Now we have to input the load that I will apply in negative direction. How much load, magnitude of load? It should be 210 E3. It means that 210 kilonewton in negative y direction at key point number 2. C. A load has been applied. Similarly, Fk, comma, we will create this load on key point number 3. How much I will apply in which direction? That is in Fy. Okay, in negative y direction. Minus, and the magnitude should be 210 kilonewton. So see here at key point number 3, a load has been applied. Similarly, we can apply load as per given in question. Key point number 4, we will apply load of 280. Sorry, I did a mistake. Here in direction I have to input direction, that is along y axis. Now negative y, so I am taking a minus value E3. It will give a load of 280 kilonewton at 4th number. You can see now we will create two more loads. F, K, comma, point number 2, 3, 4, 5. Point number 5, direction same Fy. I will take in negative Fy. Magnitude I will take 360 kilonewton. Okay. And the last load I will apply on key point number 6. F, K, 6, F, Y, Y direction, and not in Y, negative Y I will take. And the amount I will take 280 kilonewton. E3. Okay. This will apply a load. So we have applied load, we have given the degree of restraint to support the structure. So this process has been done. Now we have to solve. Just type solve SOLVE. It will solve your problem. The problem is being solved. Now solution is done. It is showing. Now you can go for further for result. So for getting result, we have to enter in post processing. Just type post 1 / post 1. We have entered in post processing. Now we can check the result. Like I will try to find reaction. The command is PRSOL, F. It will show the reaction force all the points. See here, we will try to find out the deformed shape of this. We will use PLD ISP, comma 2. It will sorry, I have to click in this command prompt. Now we will use command PLD ISP, comma 2. Sorry, again I did some mistake. Sorry, PLDISP, comma 2. See here, we can see the original shape and we can see also the deformed shape. Likewise, we can go in general post processor. Here we can check all the results. Here we can go on plot result, deformed shape, deformed plus and deformed. Suppose if I choose deformed shape only and I apply, here undeformed shape has been improved. Similarly, deformed plus and undeformed. Here both undeformed by white color and deformed by blue color has been shown. Similarly, we can go for counter plot. We can go for nodal solution. Here choose degree of freedom. We will check the deflection along y in vertical direction. Okay, just go for y component displacement. Okay, apply. See here, the counter has been plotted for deflection in y direction. Similarly, you can check displacement in other direction also. Let us check in y direction. Okay, see, this is I think it has been changed or not. Let me check once more. Okay, apply. Okay, this is showing the deflection along x-axis. See, this point has been moved by some distance. Okay, now again if you go in deformed shape, we have checked this. counter plot we have done. Now list result, you can see the detailed summary, it will show the summary. Similarly, you can find out the nodal solution. It will give you, suppose if you want to check degree of freedom along y-axis, means it will show the deflection of all the nodes along y-axis. Here see, a list has been created. You can scroll it. If there are only 7 points, okay, and deflection along y-axis, uy means deflection along y-axis has been shown. Here the maximum value has been shown and the node has been also shown, at which node the maximum value is existing. It is on node number 3 and the maximum value has been shown here. Similarly, you can check any result, nodal solution, stress, strain, plastic. These properties you can check. Whatever you will apply, you will get that output result. So nodal solution, similarly you can check anything. Here the list is long. Just I have given you idea, wherever you will click you will get the result. Okay, thank you. I think this session was helpful for you. I will stop today here and I will post my second video as soon as possible. Thank you.